Knives Out. Washington Post, New York Times go for Biden blood in scathing moment of honesty. I'm gonna keep it real. I think they're really just trying to save face right now. They know that Biden's unpopular, so they're saying all this. But I guarantee, come the midterms, and they're gonna be changing their tune. And probably during the 2024 election, if Biden ends up running again, I doubt he will. But if he does, they're gonna do what they can to protect him. But as of right now, they are finally challenging him on some of the things that he's doing. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here, and there's also a link to my merch store. All right, let's talk about this news. Over the past month or so, mainstream media has overtly abandoned President Biden, the man they relentlessly shielded for during the 2020 election, as the establishment went to extreme measures to unseat Donald Trump. After months of gentle distancing, the media come to Jesus finally happened after the White House botched the response to the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. CNN published an article last Wednesday titled, quote, "After string of Supreme Court setbacks, Democrats wonder whether Biden White House is capable of urgency moment demands." Quote, "Top Democrats complain the president isn't acting with or perhaps is even capable of the urgency the moment demands," reads the piece. Ouch. Rudderless, aimless, and hopeless is how one member of Congress described the White House. 2 dozen leading Democratic politicians and operatives, as well as several within the West Wing, tell CNN they feel this goes deeper than questions of ideology and posture. Instead, they say it gets to the question of basic management. And they're finally figuring out that this is Weekend at Bernie's that I've been saying since he started running. I was like, this dude is just a body, he's a corpse. Now, fast forward to Saturday, and both the New York Times and the Washington Post have taken serious shots at Biden. The Post built on CNN's article slamming the White House's struggle to respond to the abortion ruling, writing that, quote, "Many Democrats were dismayed by his slow-footed response. For many Democrats, however, it was too little too late. Just one more example over the 2 weeks in which Biden and his team struggled to come up with a muscular plan of action on abortion rights, even though the Supreme Court ruling had been presaged 2 months earlier with the leak of a draft of the draft opinion, and that was the Washington Post. Of course, I don't agree with none of this stuff about abortion. Y'all know how I feel about the whole abortion thing anyway, and states' rights and all that stuff. But this is their perspective. This is their take on it. They're upset that he didn't do something about it right away. But to be honest with you, there's really nothing he could do. It's the Supreme Court decision. This executive order that he signed is bullcrap anyway. But I digress. The New York Times straight up suggested Biden is too old to govern, writing that his team, quote, delayed his Middle East trip so the 79-year-old president would have more time to rest following last month Euro-NATO meetings. Like, for someone, if you travel, you know the strain and the wear and tear that travel can have on a body. Imagine being 79 years old, dealing with crisis after crisis after crisis, and doing all this traveling. I don't even know how he's standing up, to be honest with you. We already know that he's barely there when he is there, but he snaps at people and all that other stuff, signs of dementia and all that. So I'm surprised that he's even standing up most of the time. So let me read you some excerpts. Managing the schedule of the oldest president in American history presents distinct challenges. Polls show many Americans consider Mr. Biden too old, and some Democratic strategists do not think he should run again. I'm hoping he run again. It'll be awesome. I doubt it again. I don't think he'll be able to make it to 2024, but it would be awesome to see him run again. That would be great. I just want him to do it just to see how the Democrats handled it. But some more excerpts. They acknowledge Mr. Biden looks older than just a few years ago. His energy level, while impressive for a man his age, is not what it was, and some aides quietly watch out for him. He often shuffles when he walks, and aides worry he will trip on a wire. He stumbles over words during public events, and they hold their breaths to see if he makes it to the end without a gaffe. And this is stuff that I've been saying for a while. The mainstream media is finally reporting on this stuff. Uh, his speeches can be flat and listless. He sometimes loses his train of thought, has trouble summoning names or appears momentarily confused. More than once, he has promoted Vice President Kamala Harris, calling her President Harris. And this is rich because we've been saying this. And Lisa Booth, she tweeted out, "Shame on the media for letting this man hide in his basement during the 2020 election. He never had the mental or physical stamina for the job." And I've been, again, this is stuff that I've been saying for a while now. And you got Varad Mehta tweeted out, "Biden doesn't work nights or weekends. His staff limits his schedule. His aides worry he'll trip or fall over, and he looks old. You couldn't talk about this stuff 2 years ago. Now it's literally on page A1 of the Sunday New York Times, or will be tomorrow." That's great. It's awesome. We've been saying this. So in short, the knives are out. Sure, the Post and the Atlantic have also run recent op-eds suggesting we, quote, give Biden a break. Give Biden a break. Could you imagine them saying this about Trump? And leave Joe Biden alone. But they boil down to, sure, things are bad, but they aren't Biden's fault. And we all know it is Biden's fault. And as some have noticed, the same group that went to extraordinary lengths to deem President Trump mentally unfit are dead silent about Biden, of course. Like where you had Quiet Randall saying Biden requires diagnosis by experts, but the team has been radio silent for 2 years. Where's Brandy X Lee? Still gathering signatures, and that's a reference to the psychiatrist that said that Trump was unfit and to be officer. And they came out with this letter and had all these signatures and all this other stuff, which I said is unethical. Anyone that knows anything about psychiatry, psychology, and all that other stuff, you can't diagnose someone from afar. It's called armchair therapy, armchair diagnosis, and it's unethical. And no one is you're not supposed to do this. I think she got something happened to her license. She might have lost her license or restricted or something like that. I'm not sure, but I remember when Lee put that stuff out, and it's ridiculous. But one has to wonder if the media is simply trying to get ahead of a disastrous run for re-election in 2024, or if they're getting ready for a GOP-led investigations into Hunter and crew if Republicans take back Congress in this year's midterm elections. So let me know what you think about all this. Leave comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.